Oran Park racetrack. I've never raced here, and this week for my league race, it was the V8 Supercars at this track. So I thought I'd make a short video about the race. There was two races, but this video is just going to cover race one because, quite honestly, race two was a disaster. Race one was a bit of a disaster as well, but it did start off okay. So I thought I'd make a bit of a video showing a bit of the race. So I'm just going to go into qualifying now. This was the start of lap one. In practice, I managed to go around at a 107.8. Safe to say, when we're watching through these laps for qualifying, I probably could have pushed a little bit quicker. I think I was just a bit too timid, a bit too scared. I don't think I even heated up the tyres properly, just judging by how lap one went. But as you'll see, go through the first corner, come down. It's not too bad. Like I probably am a bit way too deep into this, which kind of stuffs the lap, lose the rear end a bit. So the lap's pretty much shot from this point on. I do try and spend a bit of the lap trying to make it up, but you end up just chasing the time you've lost from the first corner, so it didn't necessarily go to plan. Overall though, I wasn't too upset with the qualifying. Like I thought it was my better qualifying, but it's still knowing what I could have done if I put together a lap compared to what I did here. Just kind of sucked a bit, but that's okay. In my head here, I was kind of just trying to take it a bit safe, just get this lap done. You get 2 laps for qualifying in this league, so I was hoping to have a better lap too. So I just wanted to get a lap on the board, and it wasn't a bad lap. Like I thought, definitely messed up the first corner, which definitely ruined the lap. But overall, I think I come over at a 108.5, which isn't too bad. I think it was good enough for P4 at the current point of qualifying. So we start lap 2 now, and I pretty much do the same thing. Not quite though. I get a much better first corner and setting up the lap well. I'm feeling good. I'm like, okay, this will be definitely better. And then I full on just stuff it up here. Way too late on the brakes, overshoot the apex, and just pretty much ruin the lap again. And from this point on, it's just me trying to make up the time. It's the second lap, so I'm kind of just going for it, just trying to make up as much time as I've lost. I do end up going a little bit faster, but once again, not that important compared to what I know I could have done. I think this lap only ends up being a 108.4 or something, so not that much faster. No improvement on where I was compared to everyone else. But we'll just finish the lap, and then we'll jump into the race start, which was one of my better race starts. I need to get better at the launching. I just have not figured that part up. But just finishing off the lap, and you'll see as I cross over the line, it'll be a 108.5. Alright, so as you can see, did not get the best launch. Still, not 100% great on the launches with this car, but anyway, a decent start enough. I'm still P5. I kind of wanted to play a bit safe here. As you can see, a car comes around my left side, so just doing, the bare minimum just to keep it, contact free for the first lap. As you see, it does tend to pay off anyway. These guys ahead of me are battling quite hard, so you'll see a bit of contact happen between the 2 cars in front of me, which gives me 2 free spots, which I'm not complaining about. Pretty smart, I thought, from me just to let that battle take place. As you can kind of see from the overhead view, just not enough room for those 2 cars, and they escort each other off the track, which puts me up into P4, which technically is where I started the race from. As you see, I'm struggling a bit in the final corner. I hadn't actually done any practice with full race fuel. For this race it was 20% fuel, but I'd only ever done the qualifying laps around for practice. So I was struggling a bit. As you can see, I'm causing a major traffic jam while I'm a bit nervous about trying to figure out the brakes, and the tyres are still a bit cold. But I really should have practiced a bit more with the heavier fuel. Then did notice the car was a lot harder to handle than I thought it would be. As you can see with Ben's point of view, I'm all up in his viewpoint, and I'm making it really hard for him. I'll go really deep here once again, not figuring out the braking just yet. The heavier fuel I think caught me off guard, which gives Ben a nice run on the outside, which will give him the optimal line into turn 1. I pretty much let him take it. I do try to stick around the outside. I probably should have braked a little bit earlier and tried to undercut him through the corner, but I accelerated a bit too much through, and yeah, gave him that place. Not much happens for the next couple of laps. It's probably just me catching up to Ben. As you can see, I'm still kind of behind him, but he's just, yeah, hitting really consistent lap times, and he made like zero mistakes, which was, yeah, pretty good from him. I was hoping he'd mess up. Turns out, no, it was just going to be me to mess up. Uh, so you'll see that right here, kind of go really bit deep here. And it's pretty much the tale of this whole first race is I do some pretty good things and then I do some pretty bad things. So you'll kind of see it start to unfold through the rest of this kind of race. Still kind of keeping the margin to Ben. I've noticed that, I am a bit fast. I'm in this final sector. So I'm trying my best to get some form of, gap decrease, knowing that our pit stops are coming up. I wanted to have at least amount of time between me and him when we pit. So I was probably pushing a little bit too hard. We're up like to lap 11 at this point, I believe. And as you'll see, I'm about to come into turn 2, or whatever it is, turn 3 maybe. And I just fully stuff up. Late break, kind of what I did in qualifying, but made it worse and lost the rear end. Saved a little bit, but as you can see, I give up a nice easy position to the car behind me, which will be massive for the rest of the race. I won't make that place back up. As you can see from his point of view, just easiest position he's ever going to get from me. Thank you very much. So I decided to pit. Good thing I practiced the pitch entry this week. Last week I got myself a black flag in Le Mans because I didn't practice. So yeah, didn't mess that one up, which was good. Pit stops were pretty good as well. I'm running an auto calculator which kind of does the work for me with a bit of a buffer just in case. So I do, yeah, full tire change and fuel, and back on we go. As you can see, I did pit a little bit earlier than the rest. I was trying to get the undercut. Unfortunately, I came out into traffic, as you can see. So these cars in front of me technically are racing me for position, except they haven't pitted yet. So I am going to be a little bit faster than them with the fresher tires and just on pace in general, which does hinder my race quite a bit, unfortunately, which now knowing I probably should have just, yeah, probably stayed out for one more lap. So as you can see, yep, starting to catch them, and I'm kind of hoping they start to pit. I know when I pitted, I only had 2 more laps left of fuel, so I was kind of thinking that these guys, yeah, they should be pretty much on empty as well. So I was hoping that, yeah, it would open up in front of me and these guys would kind of part out of the way, which kind of happens. Unfortunately, the bloke in front of me decides to stay out for an extra lap, which, as you'll see, hinders my, yeah, undercut move pretty much straight away. The guy coming out of the pit, so I'm racing for position right here, and I think I can get it done, and nope, big traffic jam, have to slam the brakes, lock the fronts, pretty much luckily not to go in the back, and then I'm on the outside here, or inside, sorry, and I haven't had to overtake here yet, and I just stuff it up. Yep, was too busy focusing on the car next to me, missed my braking marker, and yep, position given back. As you'll see, plays a massive role in me not being able to catch the car ahead of this guy for position. I'm now stuck behind him. There's not really any opportunity for me to overtake for the rest of the lap until I get back to the start and finish straight. It's just too difficult, especially with the way these cars behave. And yeah, so as you see, I'll start catching this guy in front of me, and it's probably near the part you don't want to catch someone is through this part here. You'd hope the car in front of you is pretty fast through here because it is almost flat out through here. And I do notice that I brake a little bit later than this guy coming into here, which slows me down a bit more. And then he's just parked it on the apex, and then I choose to go on the outside of him. And yeah, as you can see, the car ahead of me is now at least 2.5 seconds ahead, so I've got some work to do. Unfortunately, I don't really get as close to him. As you can see, he's still ahead of me. This is a lap car in front of me. I almost shit my pants. Once again, had to slow down, so hindered again by lap traffic. Just my pit stop strategy not giving me any favors whatsoever. This is my first mistake probably of the race. Really fucked that up. And this pretty much brings the car right on my left side. And I thought I would have had enough room to turn in. Here's the replay. I fucked that. That's my fault. Join the track. He goes off a little bit. And then I think I was hoping he'd give me a bit more room. He's kind of just come across. And yeah, obviously I think without my mistake happening there and that I wouldn't be in a position. So not too much to complain about. It's on me, kind of didn't mess it up, wouldn't put him in a position where he's now next to me. So I go for my second stop, pretty much behind a lap traffic again. Shit my pants for the second time, believe it or not. Same car as before, straight off. Thank God I didn't really lose so much time. And then just another lap traffic car here. And I get a nice move done down the straight, but once again he was kind of a lap down and kind of a bit slower on pace, so it was pretty easy for me. I was really disappointed with the race because I think if I without the mistakes I made, especially running deep in a few corners and that silly mistake going off there, I might have been able to catch this guy ahead of me. As you can see, that gap is now down from 2.5 seconds to more like 1.5. So I was a bit disappointed. As you can see, I'm pretty sure we're starting the final lap now. The car ahead of me is caught lap traffic, so I'm really praying that this guy is going to get slowing down so I can maybe get a last lap move done. Kind of hoping that this car ahead of him keeps him slow enough that I can catch him just before the final corner. As you can see with the way this lap kind of unfolds, it just doesn't happen. He gets a move done pretty much here, and it kind of ruins the rest of the lap for me because now I will catch the lap traffic and I will kind of have to sit behind him, which gives me no point and no chance to do any final corner overtaking. But overall, I think I finished in P7 or 6. I can't really remember. Should have been better. But yeah, a few silly mistakes, and yeah, lesson learned for next time, I guess. But overall, just stupid, strategy from my end. But we'll cross the line, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, reason I didn't want to show race 2 was pretty much this happened like 3 times. I still finished like 8th, but yeah, I just did this. Yeah, and it was pretty frustrating. I don't know how many times I did it, but I think it had to be 3. This was on the second last lap.
I am stupid. I am stupid. I switch off everything.
Overall, pretty frustrating, but I will, yeah, definitely try and make a better video and race for next week. Catch you later.